Uh, well, there you have it, folks. A 2-0 loss at Craven Cottage against Fulham. Not unexpected. It was a better performance, though, tonight, wasn't it? I mean, two centre-backs. Mick McCarthy actually picked a side you would consider to be attacking for a change, much like the team he picked against Reading, which, we lost 1-0 there, but it was a better performance. It was quite a positive team selection, but it's not going to be enough to save him. It's not going to... it's still not good enough to save Mick McCarthy. There's been rumours that Chris Wilder was in the crowd tonight at Craven Cottage, which is interesting. I mean, there are also rumours that Mick McCarthy is gone no matter what happens. Anyway, apparently it's just a matter of negotiating what is left to pay him. He wants 100% of his contract, as is right, but the board don't want to give him a full payment. Or anyway, the rumor was he was going to be gone after Middlesbrough on the weekend. Anyway, so yeah, Chris Wilder in the crowd. That's interesting, isn't it? So leave us a comment if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. If you want to join me live on the stream and vent some spleen about tonight's game, go to cardiffcityforum.com/live and you can join me. It's the links scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. We've got a couple of comments coming through already. Let's see. 7 defeats in a row, 1 goal scored. We are heading towards League One. Let me get that. It says 0-0 on the screen. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of that. Reece Williams' Facebook says 7 defeats in a row, 1 goal scored. We are heading towards League One. Yeah, it's grim. It is grim. It's not looking good at the moment. I mean, even though that was, I would consider an improved performance, a more positive team selection. Fulham, a good side. I think they did they go up into the automatics tonight, or are they third still? Let me know. I haven't seen the table. Let's see. Matthew Wilton on YouTube says, my mate Matthew Farrell wants Mick to stay. Is your mate Matthew Farrell a jack? Is that... Do you want us to fail? Leave us a message if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. Pop a message below and I'll throw it up on the screen. If you want to join me live on the stream, go to cardiffcityforum.com/live and you can appear on the stream with me and talk about tonight's 2-0 loss against Fulham. Let's see. Jamie Anderson on Facebook. 1 place above the drop. Get him gone now, please. Yeah. I mean, we got Middlesbrough coming up on the weekend. That's going to be a tough enough game as it is. Let's take a look at Twitter and see what people are saying over there. There's Rob Phillips saying former Sheffield United boss Chris Wilder is sat a few rows behind me at Fulham. I mean, we a few times on these streams we've heard the name Chris Wilder said as a replacement for Mick, and here it is possibly happening. Maybe. I mean, would you be happy with that? Let's see. Alice says we played better at least, but the message still remains McCarthy out. Richard Jones, Mick McCarthy's recent record at Cardiff City, 7 defeats in a row, 9 defeats in 10, 1 goal in 630 minutes. 1 goal in 630 minutes. I mean, when we were losing 6 in a row, it was our worst record since 1985, the Durban era. So how bad is it now? Is this our worst ever run of defeats? Goodness me. I mean, Mick really does have to go. I mean, he made a bit of an effort tonight with the team selection, but yeah, he does have to go. Let's see. 7 defeats in a row, 1 goal scored. Oh, yeah, we already said thanks for that, Reese. Di Griffiths on Facebook says, who plays shit football? Presumably that means. Thanks for that, Di. Matthew Wilton on YouTube. Only joking, mate. We're both fuming at the moment. Yeah, and you've got every right to. Absolutely. Andrew passes off Facebook. Time's up now. Fuck off, Mick. No more chances. Yeah, we're hearing that a lot. I mean, like I said, he'd probably still be in charge at Middlesbrough. But yeah, he's kind of just for show at the moment. Thanks for that, Andrew. Di Griffiths, get Mick out now. Lloyd Snaleham says Steve Bruce is free. He is. He's a free agent at the moment. Bit expensive, I'd have thought, but he hasn't got a great record, Steve Bruce. I know a lot of people say they want him in. Would you want Steve Bruce in? Let us know in the comments if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, or if you want to come on the stream face to face. Go to cardiffcityforum.com/live and you can join me live on the stream. Thanks for that, Lloyd. Yes, Steve Bruce is free. Aaron Oliver on Facebook, not playing for the manager, can't score, can't defend, recipe for disaster. See, I thought the boys made a valiant effort tonight. To be honest, that's the way I saw it. I think they played. I think they played out of their skin. This is a Fulham, a very good side, and I just don't think we were in a match for them. We had a lot of youngsters out. You know, we asked for it, didn't we? Let's see. Matthew Wilton on YouTube says, sack the board. Yeah. A lot of people lay the problems that we're having at the moment at Dalman and Chu's door. Here's a long one. Reece Williams on Facebook says, we need someone in that midfield who is comfortable on the ball. Will Vokes is one of the worst midfielders I've ever seen. Does nothing but get booked and cannot pass to a blue shirt. Ryan Wintle needed back ASAP. Yeah, a lot of complaints about Will Vokes I'm seeing on all the forums and on the social media. Vokes, yeah, he's got heart, but he is a headless chicken. Ricky Reese on Facebook, he has to go. It's getting more and more painful as each game goes by. It really is. Thanks for that, Ricky. Rabbi Khan says, Eddie Newton. Who was touting Eddie Newton in the week? Was it Blakey? Blakey was saying Eddie Newton should take the job. Would you? Who? I mean, out of Steve Bruce, Eddie Newton, and Wilder, who do we want? David Reese says Wilder will want money, surely. Better tonight, but think Mick McCarthy has lost the dressing room and definitely the fans. We'll have Bruce in a heartbeat. Oh, you want Bruce, do you, David? That's interesting. I mean, does anyone else think Mick's lost the dressing room? Because I think the players are playing for him. I just don't think that. I don't know. They just don't have a plan. I think that's the problem. I think they are playing as hard as they can, and I think they are playing for Mick. I just don't think they've got a plan. Let us know. Newton, Wilder, Bruce, who would you have as a replacement manager for Mick, who's got to be on his way out the door any moment now? Let us know if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. Pop a comment and we'll pop it up on the screen here. Chris Jones says our club is an unmitigated, embarrassing disaster. We can't get anything right, from trying to get out of playing. Oh dear me! From trying to get out of paying for Salah to appointing appalling managers. We've an owner and board who don't care, with one of them even joking about sacking. Well, Chris, I take issue with that Salah comment. I mean, there is things that there's legal issues that need to be looked at before we just stump up 15 million. I mean, there's a whole court case ongoing. I mean, what do you think, guys? Do you think we should be just stumping up the money for Salah, or should we wait for the outcome of the of the legal proceedings. Interesting. Di Griffiths on Facebook says Wilder. That's another vote for Wilder, who was in the crowd tonight watching us. So that's interesting in itself. So what did you think of tonight's game? Let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. If you want to join me live on the stream, go to cardiffcityforum.com/live, and you can join me right here and vent some spleen about what's happening. Let's pop back over to Twitter for a moment. A refresh of this page, because there must be plenty of people. Oh, is it Man United have scored a goal? Ronaldo. Go 2-2 in the final 10 minutes. Ben Thomas, after a rough 90 minutes, Mick McCarthy took the longest walk of his managerial career. Along with 700 fans, back to Cardiff I go. Your phone's all sideways, mate. More Man United stuff. Ben Thomas, I beg this club show some ambition and goes and appoints Chris Wilder. It's a long shot, but we need something big. Owen Davis says, improved performance, but still the same result. Bagan made a bad mistake. He's still developing. If only we had experienced left back who he could have developed with this season. Yeah, Joe Bennett. Yeah. And what about this? Unhappy Cardiff City contact police about Swansea City incidents, about the swim away celebration, which is just banter, isn't it? I mean, who's worried about that? Why are we complaining about that? It's daft. Or perhaps we should complain. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and I'll pop it up on the screen. Or join me live on cardiffcityforum.com/live. You can join me here on the stream. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of today's match. Let me know you think you should replace Mick McCarthy. Let's have a quick scan at the forum, cardiffcityforum.com, and see what the chaps are saying over there. Let's see. Let's go straight into page 8. Gloss Blue says, always the same this season. Go a goal down and we fall to pieces. Last season we'd fight back and draw or win. Mentality change required big time, says Popeye. What happened to the team that wasn't out of a game at 2-0 or even 3-0 down? We concede one and it could be in the first minute and we completely fall apart. Goodness me. What do you think of that? Leave us a comment on Facebook or YouTube and I'll pop it up on a screen. Let's see, here we go, full time. Norris Cole on CardiffCityForum.com says, the only positive tonight was Evans. Think we have got a talent, tidy little player. Yeah, Evans. I mean, yeah, there was some silver linings, weren't there? We're getting the youth out there, some experience for them, and, you know, they're doing well. Matt and John replied to that, much rather him start up there than Bakuna. Yeah, we were missing Bakuna. Bakuna apparently injured. Rawls injured as well, collarbone injury. Nelson and Morrison dropped tonight. There's an interesting team selection tonight, wasn't there? So let's have a look what people are saying. Reese Williams on Facebook says, Wilder or Alex Neil for me. Yeah, two names I'm seeing people pitch all the time. I take either. We need someone to put the frights up this group of headless chickens. We don't need much investment in a first-team squad. 2 decent wingers and a left-back to get our season back on track, even if we get Murphy back into the team. Yeah, it's bizarre, some of the players we've sent out, isn't it? And we got rid of Bennett and, goodness me, some strange decisions. Thanks for that, Reese. Aaron Oliver on Facebook. The support was superb this evening. They were. You could hear them the whole way through. That was good. I think it was 700 fans went away, which is not bad for a rainy Wednesday night, especially as they had to go away again so soon. And anyway, the support was superb this evening, says Aaron Oliver. Could only hear the City fans. Deserve so much better. Showed some good sense of humour and sang from start to finish. Hats off to them. Yes, well done, travelling City fans tonight. Upper Capital on YouTube. I went to a Q&A with Neil Warnock at Murphy. He said the under-23 was a tick box exercise for grad purposes. He'd rather those lads in the 7 Premier League. Throwing young lads in is not the answer. Oh, well, that's an interesting. Okay, tell us more about that. Upper Capital. Thanks for that comment. Warnock said the under-23s was a tick box exercise for grant purposes. He'd rather those lads in the Southern Premier League. Throwing young lads in is not the answer. Gosh, that is interesting. Thanks for that. Luke Nash says McCarthy is as useful as a knitted condom. Yeah, he didn't put 20 centre backs on at least today. Thanks for that, Luke. Gaz the dude, how's it going, mate? Embarrassing again. Yeah, it was embarrassing. No, it wasn't. I mean, God, was it? Was it embarrassing? We weren't expecting to win against Fulham, were we? Were we? I wasn't. I was just happy that we put out an attacking side and they gave it a bloody good go, but didn't they? Let us know what you think in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, or join me live on the stream as Norris is about to. Hey, what's up, Norris? Are you there, mate?
Hello.
Hey, oh, God, you're coming through my speakers. Hang on, let me change that a sec.
Hello.
Right. Hello, I can hear you, mate. How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Lost my voice a bit. I've got a bit of the cold, it is this time of year. But I'll try and minimize the sentences so I don't lose my voice. But,
what did you reckon of tonight then?
Well, it's pretty much the same as the Reading, isn't it? It's like the performance has just improved, which isn't saying much after the recent scramble. But it's just he's not getting any wins, any results, not even a point, and even when you are performing and you're not picking up results, that is a sign that, there has to be a change, isn't it?
Well, there were changes tonight, weren't there? I mean, you've got to be happy with the team selection.
I mean, the changes for the manager, even though performances are there, the club can, because that's why Mick was kept on, because of the Reading performance, but we're still, falling like a stone.
Yeah. Mick's surely gone, though, isn't he?
Yeah, we're just trucking points away. But I mean, if we keep him on for Middlesbrough, it's going to be toxic on Saturday if he's still there.
Yeah. Did you hear that Chris Wilder was in the crowd tonight?
Yeah, I did. I would love it if he'd if he was the replacement, but
Yeah.
But Chris Wilder, I don't know, he's a man that would want to have things done his own way. And I don't know.
I mean, any manager would, wouldn't he, coming into the club?
Yeah, I mean, he'd want to bring his own play. Because Chris Wilder, he wants to play. He plays good football at Sheffield United, and he'd want to bring in those kind of players. I mean, that midfield of Vokes and Pack, he wouldn't put up with that.
No, Vokes isn't up to it. Certainly, is he? I mean, he gives it 100%, but yeah, he's not quite up to the job.
Yeah, and Pack, he's slowed down after his good start of the season. And I think Joel Bagan, he needs to work on his touch when he's on the byline, because he's knocked out he's put it out of play a few times. And although the only positive from tonight was the Kieran Evans.
Yeah.
For the 15 minutes, I thought he looks a tiny little player. He does. I think he needs to be under a better manager than we. And I think Colwell, it's showing that he's a bit of the inexperience is still there. When Kiefer Moore ran 30 yards with the ball, and he never ran off from the offside position.
Comment from Keith Thomas on Facebook says, meanwhile, down west, what happened? What happened to Swansea? I haven't seen the other scores.
They beat West Brom 2-1.
What happened?
They came from 1-0 down and beat West Brom 2-1.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, West Brom. That's not a tough, not an easy side to get a result against. Gaz the dude on YouTube says, no, it's just the fact that we've not scored in 6 or 7. Yeah, that's an outrageous statistic, isn't it, Norris?
It's beginning to look like remember Alan Pardew at Newcastle? Because he was on such a lengthy contract, even though he lost, I don't know, he won like 3 games in 20 or whatever, and he's still in the job, and it's because they couldn't afford to pay him off because he was on I think he signed an 8-year contract.
Oh goodness, was that 8 years? Was that right?
Yeah, because Newcastle they finished I think it was 5th one season under Pardew, and they signed him a 7-year extension on his contract.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, and that's why even when they had, I think they went through a season where they only won I don't know, they won like 5 games in like 20 games, and then the people were just wondering how is he still in the job? It's because he was on a lengthy contract.
How many years did we give Mick McCarthy?
There's a season after this one, isn't it?
Is that right?
Right.
And that's why we're trying to pay him off now.
Well, apparently, yeah, we're trying to trying to reach an agreement, but Mick wants the full payment up front. Mercenary.
Of course he does. It's a contract. Why wouldn't he? Dave Roderick on Facebook says, better tonight. Fulham a top side. If they're going to pay Mick off, they will have to make the money available for a suitable replacement. Yeah, I think it was better tonight. I mean, we lost again. It's a bit of a bummer to lose so many in a row. But Fulham are a good team, and we went at them tonight, which we haven't done for a long time.
But is Mick going to revert back to the 5 at the back now because that's not worked? So what? So he's like, I don't know, because he only picked that team tonight because due to fan pressure. But yeah, because he had no choice. He was backed in the corner. He had to change something, and it still hasn't worked. That's just a sign that a change has to happen now. He has to go. Otherwise, we're just gonna all it takes now is for Hull to pick up a result, and we're in the bottom 3.
Yeah. Ryan Morgan agrees with you on Facebook, says, I really don't understand how he still has a job. He goes on to say, there is a few players that shouldn't be on the pitch or in our team. God, name names, Ryan. Come on, dish the dirt. Upper Capital on YouTube says, just to follow up, Neil realised at this level you need experienced campaigners. Tan seems to be cutting the cloth and signing League One players and using under 23. That will only lead to relegation, sadly. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, why did we should try and get Wintle back from Blackpool? I mean, they won tonight, so away at Reading, and apparently he's putting another good performance in. So
yeah,
it's just it's just it's a joke really at the moment. How we are at the moment, the decisions that we're making.
Yeah, there's been some unusual decisions made at the club, sending players out and stuff. It's
absolutely ludicrous, and it has been ever since Tan came into the club. I mean, ever since I think the biggest factor was when TG left.
Yeah, he was good. He was a fan favorite, wasn't he? TG?
He knew his football. He knew his football, and yeah. But apparently, because I think he was against the red, and that's why Tan. I think that's why he left, because I think they didn't see eye to eye after the rebrand.
Yeah, well, he was right. He was right, wasn't he? Yeah. Hey, well, let's bring in Del Boy. How's it going, Del? You all right?
Hi guys, you okay?
Yeah, not bad, mate. What did you think of that tonight? Was that terrible or an improvement?
It was an improvement. The best they played since the Reading game. But we still can't score at the moment. It's without more. I can't see where our goals is going to come from. But all in all, I think it was a better improvement than against the Jacks. Definitely 100% better improvement against the Jacks.
Do you think it's enough to keep making a job?
No. He's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go.
Losing 7 games in a row at any level is beyond a disgrace. I mean, even at conference level, managers have been sacked for less than that.
Yeah. You can't have a record like that and then carry on managing, can you? It's just not.
No. At the end of the game, did he go over to the fans? I couldn't see it.
Yeah, apparently, according to someone on Twitter, he took a walk over and had the players go over to the travelling City fans. So that might have been him saying goodbye, because Chris Wilder was in the crowd tonight as well. So
But I can't see Chris Wilder taking the job because there's no money.
That's what I said. He want to bring his own players in.
Yeah.
This chap on Facebook says this needs a complete top to bottom review. New management will not make a difference. Zero investment. Championship has moved on from hoofball years ago. Yeah, and someone else on Facebook says going to be a tough old year. Don't think we're the worst team in the league, but tactically we are awful. Yeah, can't argue with any of those. No one's sticking up for Mick McCarthy anymore, so he's got to go, hasn't he?
And also as well, we don't get enough of our attacking plays in the game. I mean, Giles was quiet again because we don't give the ball to him, and Colwell he was he had a few I think he had a run or two, but he was living off scraps, and because we would just keep lumping it up. I mean, and Smithies was just lumping it, and Kiefer was and Cole was trying to win the second balls off Kiefer. And other than that, we didn't give the ball to Giles, and it only improved. Well, we started when we were 1-0 down. But, that's what usually happens, isn't it? When Kieran Evans came on, that's when it's we started to, because I think Kieran Evans saw more of the ball in 15 minutes than Gilo did in the entire first half.
Ryan Morgan on Facebook says, look how many we've conceded and how many we've scored. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few key players like Moore and Colwill, players like Bakuna, who has one good game, 3 bad, always 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Are you saying, Ryan, you wouldn't be surprised if we see a few key players like Moore and Colwill leaving? Is that what you're saying now? Can't quite work that out. Paul Williams says, only people from our club with any respect were the fans that turned up, completely outsang Fulham. Immense respect. They did, didn't they? Did you see that, Del, tonight? Did you watch a game?
Yeah, I did. As usual, Cardiff takes hundreds and hundreds away, and I feel sorry for the fans who travel. For the last couple of months, well, this season really, exceptional support yet again, and players ain't performing on the pitch again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and they did. They outsang Fulham. I mean, as soon as Fulham scored, you heard them piping up a bit, but mostly it was just all Cardiff fans, and it was like, there's only 700 there in the whole stadium, and they outsang Fulham pretty much the whole time.
But was that, how many was there? 700.
700, I think. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, I think it was 700. Yeah.
I definitely heard that. I definitely heard that sacked in the morning after the full time whistle. I definitely heard that, and then after we went 1-0 down.
Oh, really? That was being sung again tonight, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard that as well. Getting sacked in the morning.
Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at the forum. Let's change the screen a second. Marcus Lee says, let's be honest, that wasn't a bad performance. Probably would have been enough to beat 65% of the championship on any other night. Just unfortunate that we played one of the best teams in the league. The kids did well tonight. Kieran needs to start Saturday to give us options. If Mick does end up going, I can't see anyone who would make a difference to the squad other than Wilder. He's the only one that plays a system that suits our bunch of players. Upper Capital says, relatively new to this forum, but wanted to say, enjoy the post. Call the Colonel on YouTube. Great work all wrong. Thanks, Upper Capital. Posting that on CardiffCityForum.com. If you're not a member now, go and become one. It's easy. Let's have a quick scan and see if we got any comments coming in on Facebook. Kelly Thorngate on Facebook says, you can't just blame the manager. There are players there who don't want to play for City anymore. Oh, really? They have to take some accountability. They performed better tonight against a good side. I really don't think sacking Mick is the answer. I can't see any manager at this level making any difference with his team. I think Mick's got to go, though, Kelly, don't you think?
Is that answer to Philly? No, it's not.
No, it's not. Gosh. Which players are you talking about specifically, Kelly? Tell us more. I want to hear more from you. God, Mick's got to go, though, hasn't he, Del?
Yeah, definitely. What's that? 9 games on the trot now.
Even if we won tonight 10-0 and Middlesbrough 10-0, I'd still want him out.
Yeah. I agree with Norris on that one.
Because why did he change back to a back five against the Jacks and then change back to the team against Reading? I mean, it's strange.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
I can't understand. Mick bottled it, basically.
It's like he doesn't know. Sorry. It's like he doesn't know his first 11. He keeps on swapping and changing formations. He hasn't got a clue. He needs to go.
Anthony Simmons on Facebook says, bring Earnshaw in, please. We need to rebuild our attacking strategy. It's non-existent. Would you have Ernie as manager?
As a coach, yes, not as a manager.
Yeah.
I'd even Eddie Newton. He'd be a good shout as well.
A few people saying that. Who was it? Was it Blakey who was talking?
He was on the podcast with Blakey and Eddie Newton. Yeah, he's coached at the highest level with Chelsea. He's played for Chelsea. He's worked with some of the best players in the world. He's managed abroad, and he'd have good contacts at Chelsea as well. With he'd bring a lot of probably some loans from Chelsea as well. Some of the youngsters as well. I think Eddie Newton, and he said that it would be a pleasure to manage us. So, Tan just bring his number and offer him the job, he'd take it.
Ian D. Jenkins on Facebook. We cannot pass a football to one and other. So why on this earth tried to play out of the back, conceded possession far too easily for this second goal. Yeah, we have got a problem with stringing passes together, don't we?
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 touches and then we just gave it away. I mean, I watched. I think even Kiefer gave it away a couple of times. What's annoying is what do they do in? I mean, Blakey asked this as well. I was listening to it yesterday. I was like, what do we do in training that we just can't pass to one another? It's such a basic fundamental of football that you should be able to pass to a teammate comfortably. But yeah, the ball's like it's like what do we do? What do they do in training?
It's true. Yeah, they can't do it on a pitch, and they must be able to do it in training, but they just can't seem to.
They just look so uncomfortable when they have the ball. They just don't know. Oh, what the fuck do we do now?
and yet the under 23s are, they're different team, absolutely. Different tactics, different team. So why ain't that transferred to the first team?
The youngsters were stringing a few passes together today, mind you. To be fair to them, they were showing the first team how it's done.
I wouldn't be surprised if Morrison has already been offered the job and he's turned it down. I wouldn't be surprised.
The under 23s coach Steve Morrison.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they told him if he's been offered already. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already turned it down because he knows that it's just too much of a mess at the moment. Because I hope that's not the case, because he's another choice that I'd have as well, because he's already employed at the club and he wouldn't cost any money to bring in. And he knows he knows Colwell and Kieran Evans and the players, the youngsters already in this first team would progress better under Morrison, giving them the time.
Who brought Morrison into the club? Was it Harris or was it?
Yeah, because he had him at Millwall, didn't he?
That's right.
Yeah. He played under him at Millwall.
Yeah, I wouldn't begrudge Morrison being given till January to see what he can do.
Yeah, there's no harm. I mean, he should have had the game. I mean, in an ideal world, Mick should have been sacked on Monday or Sunday evening, and there should have been Steve Morrison's first game in charge, basically.
Yeah.
But, we're just wasting time. That's all we're doing. We're just wasting time.
Reese Williams on Facebook says, maybe Warner can give Mick a lift back up north on Saturday afternoon. I'll pay for his train fare if he's struggling to get back to Barnsley. Thanks for that, Reese.
Hopefully the two... Sorry.
Go on.
Hopefully the two managers they get sacked after a 0-0 draw and the El Jurassico becomes extinct.
Ryan Morgan on Facebook says, yes, sorry, a few players will leave. Our fans are great, end of. And we need someone who is passionate about our club to own it and manage it. Lloyd Snellham on Facebook says, Mick doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Anthony Simmons, yeah, sorry guys, I meant as an attacking coach. Oh yeah, thanks for clearing that up. Facebook user, I would like to know who our worst team than us. We have Pack, Volks, Flint. That is a third of our team who cannot play football to save their lives. Sorry to say. That's harsh on. Volks has problems, but Pack and Flint are not that bad, are they? Are they?
I thought Flint had an okay game today. Him and McGuinness.
Well, Flint, well, as you expect, he's a big lump, isn't he? He's not going to pass the ball. He's going to lump it, isn't he?
He had a couple of opportunities to score and couldn't quite manage it, though, did he, Flint, tonight?
And we were lucky not to be 1-0 down in the first half when Pack gave that when he fouled Wilson outside the D on the outside the box, and then Wilson didn't take the free kick. The other lad did, but I think if Wilson has taken that I think that would have been 1-0 because that was Wilson's all day long, that free kick. I don't know why he took it, but
yeah.
I think Fulham in the first half, they always looked like they had another gear in them. They could step it up when they needed to.
Pack should have got sent off, shouldn't he, tonight?
I missed that.
I don't know. I think he got I think he only had a yellow. No, I don't think he should have been sent off. No, but
that first challenge in the first half against Wilson. I mean, that I was surprised that wasn't a yellow. Very surprised.
Okay, yeah. No. Yeah, I think I can see. Yeah, it could have been a two. I can see it could be 2 yellows for the challenge he did in the second half as well.
Let's see. Anthony Simmons on Facebook. Big shout out to the travelling fans tonight. Midweek game in poor weather, and after a hammering from the Jacks. Safe journey back, guys. Yes, I agree with you there, Anthony Simmons. Thank you for that. Luigi Sanchez says absolutely nothing. Thanks for that, Luigi. Ricky
I thought
Reese,
you were going to break into a Spanish accent again there.
It's a Luigi Sanchez. Ricky Reese says, we just know it's going to be another bad attendance Saturday. What do you mean? I thought the City fans did well to get to Fulham tonight. Okay, Ryan Morgan says, one problem is we sell players and loan players in, so we are constantly losing out. Yeah, that's something that's got to change, hasn't it?
And apparently, am I allowed to say his name on here?
I don't know his name.
Brownie.
Who?
Yeah, Brownie. Adam Brownie. No, Brownie.
Oh, Brownie. Oh, no.
That self-attention seeking so-and-so. He said that Jack Wilshire's been training with us.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Have we signed Bale yet? Is Bale in? Ask him if we got Bale in yet.
Some people should be allowed to use the internet.
There you have it. Slammed. Wrong one. Facebook user says Pack is a cart horse, and the Queen Mary turns quicker than Flint. Jesus Christ. Another Facebook user, a half-fit Tomlin would be better than Pack or Volks. I mean, Tomlin spent most of his Cardiff City career in the injury room, but we were right to get rid of him, weren't we?
I'm telling you now, if Neil Harris was still here or Dave Jones, Tomlin would have started most of the games this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tomlin, he's like that. He's a Dave Jones sort of player, even though he would have been 75% fit, or he'd have still playing because of the quality. That's why.
He's had his he's had his mental issues and stuff, though, hasn't he? I thought that was what was preventing him from playing. Or I might be wrong.
That's why he didn't play under Warnock, because Warnock. Because he couldn't run. He couldn't do all the running that Warnock would want in his team. But no, I think with Tomlin there was that he kept having that. I think it was his thigh. I think it was in the thigh. He had thigh operation, didn't he?
Merlin Lashke on Facebook says Norris is in love with Brownie. Oh dear me, that's He's hit the nail on the head there. Sorry, Norris.
The guy's a prick.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna. It's been a pleasure chatting to you both. Thanks, Del Boyle. Thanks, Norris, for coming
That's
on.
all right.
Oh no, it's been brilliant. Thanks for coming on. Thanks to everyone who's been posting comments on YouTube and Facebook. Much appreciated. We shall see you again very soon. I'm just going to have a quick look at. Let's see, at the forum one last time, and just to see what people are saying over there at the end of the game. So quick say, there's a midfielder called Winterlip at Blackpool who played well again tonight and can improve our team, but I don't expect we can afford him, says King Coid Slumdog. Let's hope there's a recall option for our new manager, says Martin John. Yes, I agree, mate. Season-long loan. Is that right? Winter on a season-long loan. So, right, that's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping we'd see him again in January. Dr. Lecter saying, has he gone yet? Upper Capital, let's not feck about. This is now the worst losing streak since 1933, apparently. 1933? This is the worst losing streak since 1933. I thought the Alan Durbin, Clemo days were poor. This is now surpassing that. Marginally better tonight, but the lack of ability is evident in this squad. They look League One, sadly. The old terrorist dandies among us are no stranger to the old 4th Division, but anyone 17 years older will no doubt be a meltdown now with the prospect of relegation. Hopefully, new man in before next home game. We back the lads and somehow hope we can avoid the drop. Tough times, but keep the faith, comrades. Stemroach says, who pally shit football? Thanks for that, Stemroach. Yeah, and that about wraps us up for the evening. Once again, thank you. Let's see. Anthony Simmons, cheers, guys. Thanks to you, mate. Thanks for the messages. Facebook user says we could do with a few mental players at the moment. Yeah, Gaza Dude said, thank you for the awesome stream again. Yes, thanks for your messages, mate. I appreciate it every time you come on and post messages. Thanks to all of you. Ryan Morgan says, under 23 should be our first team. Yeah, well, they almost are already, so you're getting your wish. Ryan Morgan, cheers, guys. See you next time. Thank you, Ryan. Much appreciated. Love this, Colonel. Well done, says Alfie Solomon's on YouTube. Thank you, mate. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to Del Boyo and Norris who came on tonight. Apologies to Brownie. Brownie came in for some abuse tonight. Probably well deserved. Thanks to everyone on CardiffCityForum.com. And I shall see you again on the next installment of Call the Colonel.